Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Ryan, and this is RimWorld, and we are back here at the Toxic Waster Colony. Oh, as you can see, we're losing Militors. Yep. Well, we've got mechs against mechs right now. There is a battle happening, but I've dismissed most of our people because they were in a fight for a long time. We're in good shape, though. I mean, we got a couple of injured. Actually, it looks like just one, but the mechs are holding off. We used, well, we got a couple of centipedes showing up. We did use a few insanity lances. Oof, this might get rough. But I have faith in our pikemen. We'll let them hold up here for a little bit. I might have to bring some people up, but no worries. As you can see, the colony is under its usual assault here. But we're maintaining, doing okay. Fog of War is a constant struggle as well. You know, it makes the AI act a little differently. Looks like they're taking on a full-on charge here, though, so I might go ahead and bring a few people up. I'm sorry, guys. I know. I sent you off to go to bed. It's time to get them back up here. We'll put them right here behind the mechs. This way we don't have to worry as much about them getting shot, especially since these guys are already the primary focus. Maybe we'll catch a stray bullet or two, but you know how it is around here. It's hard to keep the pawns alive. We do have a freezer full of dead colonists, as you can see. But the good news is we have started to revive some of them. So Snuff, where you at, Snuff? He's down again. Yeah, this poor man, we did revive him, but he had a mangled brain scar. I wonder, that's probably the fatal injury. I don't know. But no, he was beaten to death. That's right. Anyway, he had a rough life, and we did resurrect him. So anyway, let's get back to the action over here. See who's coming up to have some fun. Popgun, can you hit them? Look at this. By the time everybody gets up here, they're almost destroyed. 77%, huh? Well, it wouldn't hurt to send our people out right now, I think, while there's a little bit of distraction here. Looks like Vaz can hit him. Let's grab him. It's riskier this way for sure, but like I said, hopefully since they're already keyed on our mechs, they won't change targets right away. Oh, where are you guys going? I think he just caught a bullet from a friendly there. Bruised minigun. Maybe not. Well, they definitely switched targets to the colonists, but this way we got a little bit of, there we go. Now I don't know if the mech threat is truly over, because as I mentioned with the fog of war, it's very hard to tell that. Now we do have a smoke pop. We've got a couple of options. Maybe we should try and finish this off. Problem is I don't really have a way of shooting the smoke. We just have to move to an area and then pop it, which is a lot more risky. Oh, Jesus. There we go. So now we got some smoke, but it's not the best position. Let's move them up a little bit. Yeah, see, they can see some of us. Get back, guys, get back. And there's a couple of people still out of range, or still out of the smoke here. Let's see. I should be able to actually, yeah, I can command this, right? Yeah, there we go. Oh, that was a bad shot. That was unlucky. There we go. I do want to get this shield right here. That would be great. Oh, what are they shooting at? Oh, no. Oh, no, the mechs. Hold on, let me... Oh, we had one single clean sweeper and probably a lifter or something. Where did you come from, bro? What do you think you're doing? Alright, let's get these things cleared out. We can move forward now a little bit. We got plenty of smoke. Oh, for the love of God. Yeah, there's some fairly valuable stuff up here. And I tell you what, smoke makes these targets super easy. We are going to have to charge this one, unfortunately. Oh, there's two. Get them. And, oh, there's three. Nice. One more. Come on, guys. Let's get this. We get a little bonus mood buff, too, for completing it. Or destroying it. Boom. There you go. When you hear that little musical chord, you know you've defeated it. So that's great news. Let's go ahead and claim, deconstruct, claim both of these and just deconstruct them. Let's check our people real quick. I'm going to dismiss them, but I do want to just look at anybody who's injured. Okay. Looking okay. Yeah, no serious. Not even anybody bleeding, I didn't think. So that's fantastic. There we go, folks. The mech cluster is good. We'll get some people out here. Yeah. I probably need to reset all these zones now. I think it's relatively safe. Like I said, it's hard to tell with the fog of war. Sometimes the mechs... Where the hell is he going? What's he doing? Oh, they're grabbing extra stones or something. That's weird. But anyway, it's hard to tell. Sometimes, you know, enemies will hang out in the fog of war, but I think we're good. Oh my god, well look at this. This is fantastic. We finally got ourselves a mining specialist, Mr. Christopher, right here, I believe. And I love it. Yep, our rock smasher. I've been sitting here with mining orders for literally years, in-game years. And yep, this is all set to be mined out. So, wow, he's got a lot of work ahead of him. But let's see, how's he doing? He does have 2 drill arms, as you can see. He is a hussar, and we did not use a xenogerm on him, so he's going to remain a hussar, but he's got the lung replacements. I think this combo will work, too, despite the fact that synthetic is not technically 4. I think that works pretty well, because our boy Zachary here has the exact same setup. He is a hussar, and he rarely gets more than just like an initial build up. And that's usually only if I force him to like stand in one area where there's, you know, pollution while we're fighting or something like that. Although it is starting to spread more and more. Let's take a look. We've definitely got it outside the base, nicely spread around. Not fully, but inside the base, as you can see, I have kind of tried to keep it somewhat limited. Zach and Furry sleep over here. I should probably find where Chris sleeps. Let's put Christopher here. I don't know where he's sleeping right now, but I just want to make sure he's not actually directly sleeping inside the pollution, because that can certainly cause some problems. Now, next thing we need to do is put some flooring in here. I've been trying to get real nice and fancy with the flooring, but honestly, when you just do like a whole like block of rooms, even if you try and get fancy with the floor, you do it all the same, it ends up just looking very bad. But not very bad, but I don't know. It's all right. Plus, we ran out of consistent material, so I was using wood over here, and then we have no more wood. And what we do have, we have to save it. Very precious material, especially on a polluted map like this. There's only certain pockets where real trees will grow still. But anyway, so you can see this one's got some water in it. So I decided to try and basically turn it into a little garden theme. If we've got water, we can still spruce it up with a little bit. So when I put the floor in here, I'm going to leave that little garden area. Let's see, what would we want? Probably some just straight up limestone's fine. We'll do the cobblestone. I got an idea. We'll mix it up. We'll do 1 ring of cobblestone around it. There we go. And then we'll fill in the other side with like a, maybe a marble tile. A little bit of color change. Not a really drastic color change between those two, but just subtle enough. And the next step is probably to hide that zone, so when we just look here, we don't see it now. Yeah, the statue is a little off-center, but it's okay. There's a little piece of land right here, so the puddle itself is not a perfectly symmetrical puddle. But this is going to be a really, really nice, beautiful room. Guarantee it once it's all done. The rest of them, they're not, you know, nothing to sneeze at, so to speak, but that one in particular is going to be pretty nice. So what I'll do for these, I'll just set up some floors. I think it's important to try and get as much of our interior area built with flooring, for sure. What I'm most worried about in that sense is the potential for some insect infestations, but not the normal kind. The waste pack infestation, which tends to trigger in areas where there's high waste, like here, high pollution. And as you can see, if I turn this off, boom, I have started to literally pave over just large swaths of polluted area back here. I don't even know if that's really going to just, you know, dissuade the insects from spawning, but we'll see. I'm nervous about it because those big infestations are really scary. So far we've had a couple of them, but both of them have managed to spawn outside the walls, so I've been really happy about that. But Oh, roof collapse. Uh-oh. Broke. Okay, it didn't crush anybody. We're fine, we're fine. You can see I set up a bunch of wood columns there, but I didn't set anything right here. Let's put one right there. Okay. That is something I'm willing to use some wood or bamboo for. Because these, these columns here, they actually do serve as kind of a trap a little bit. Because now all this roof, if you'll see, we got a ton of roof out here. Yeah, it's pretty well covered with roof. It's all dependent on these columns, these little bamboo columns now. So if a raid group comes through here and they decide to bang away at some of these columns, which they often do, because it is our property and they love to destroy it, oftentimes the roof will fall on their head. And it's a very good thing. It can be fatal. Most of the time it's just like an injury. You lose a nose or sometimes an ear, but sometimes it can crush them. Oh, well, what better time for a trade caravan to show up just as it's been, the mechs have been cleared out of the way, right? Although it is raining right now, so it's probably not very pleasant to walk through this map. Pollution. We've got a temperature adjuster. This thing has literally been here for years. I wish it would show when it first arrived. I don't think it will, but I don't know. First 10 to 12 episodes, definitely within the first 20 episodes, this thing arrived. It just adjusts our temperature downward by 10 degrees, which is pretty good. Pretty good for a jungle map, in my opinion. Hey, we need this. I should be getting all ship chunks. Sometimes I like to zoom out and let's just double click on it. Oh, there's a couple more. Let's get those ordered up. I'm also really curious to see what the genetic supplier has. Now here's this is part of my quest to completely pollute the exterior of the map here. So, oops, that's the wrong tab. So you can see we're starting to let these packs, you know, spread their love and joy over in this corner. And eventually we'll push it northward. So what I've done is just started to I'll copy this setting. Of course, all it allows is what's it called, tox packs. And I can even just do it like this. Just expand. And our little robots will come out here. And then since we've already got one right there, I'll just bring that away from it. There we go. We can also say, don't need any more right there. Yeah, that works. That's fine. That way they'll only start to put them over here, and these can just, since I've forbidden them, they won't come and move these again. They'll just stay there and explode exactly where they're at. So that's the way that I've been slowly spreading the toxin out here. Although we have had a couple of really cool quests where allies of ours will ask us to take tox packs on, and we just let them sit out there and explode. Who cares, right? It's like free loot. It's amazing. But speaking of loot, let's see what these guys have to trade. Okay, well, it's not too bad, actually. I got some medicine, some components, a neutron. I mean, it's like all the basics we need. And I sold them some food, some legs, a lung, and a couple of gene packs, which we don't really need that much. But I have a ton of gene packs, man. And we've got, here they are. How many do we have? 10 gene banks, and they were almost full. Of course, I just sold like 3 of them, but there's probably 1 or 2 that aren't full. So we got a little bit of extra capacity. I also noticed this while I was trading. We got this excess power claw. I kind of missed it because for whatever reason it's not in this one. I don't know why. We've also got some legs and ribs. So let's look through our people, see who needs what here. The medical ribs are pretty awesome. You know, I'm not going to give her one. I should, but hold on. Emma's very special. She's a Mercanator. And she's got a resurrector belt on too, so if she happens to die, she's going to be resurrected immediately. I wonder though if that happens, like, will the mech still go haywire? Because like she will be dead for a second, I imagine. I don't know. I've never actually experienced how that resurrector belt works. So he's got a wake up rib. Interesting. Snuff. Or this is Hiroshi. Let's give Hiroshi a healing rib. He's got some amazing legs, though, doesn't he? Oh, yeah, 2 architect legs, buddy. And the power claw. Now, let me read about the power claw, because it probably inhibits work speed, right? Let me look at it. Moving, -8. Interesting. Gives you armor pen, melee. It would most likely be better on a melee person then, wouldn't it? All right, let's start at the end then. We'll look at some of our melee. Now, it's definitely not going on Princess. She's our crafter, so I don't want to mess with her hands. But Healing enhancer on missile. Missiles killed many people in social fights. So I'm a little hesitant to give it to him. Oh, there we go. The furry. He's a perfect candidate. I know the furry is a fan favorite for one or two people out there. And so we can go ahead and let's bump him up to some good quality medicine. I like to do that, of course, if we want to... Oh, this is for a hand only, not the full arm. Darn it. Well, that's okay. Here's what we'll do. We'll give him the other medical rib, because we had two of them. And I'll give him the power claw on his right hand. Okay? And then the left arm, we'll eventually replace that with a bionic, or just heal the scar up. One of the two. We can do either one. That's it, though. We've got 2 legs. Who should get the legs? Let me go through... Christopher? He is our minor. What about Zach? Okay, Zach's got good legs. Let's give him to Chris. Yep, he's got good medicine. Ooh, he's got a painful scar on his torso. I just noticed that. Oh, man. There we go. All right, so we'll get that set up. Look at this man. I love him. He's working so hard. He's just the best. The specialists, like, sometimes I've said before that ideology is, like, probably the least of the DLCs they've released, especially since Biotech came out. But one of the coolest things in the ideology was the ability to promote specialists and have people who can just, like, become extremely good at what they do. I love that feature. And I can see why it's limited to only 2, essentially, per colony. That's a smart move as well. I mean, just imagine having 2 mining specialists, in addition to like a production specialist or something. It could get a little bit crazy around here. Oh my god, it's kind of crazy, but I nearly forgot that we had this granulin tree going over here. It's completely worthless, basically. Hold on. Ooh, this should be interesting. So, real quick, before we look at that solar flare, let me just say that, these things are just pointless to me. I don't know. It's okay to grow them, I guess, just to have the beauty factor, because these leaves here, these orange leaves, are very beautiful to the colonists, but they're just so pointless. Anyway, so I'm curious to see. Here's our our magnetic shield. So the solar flare shouldn't affect us. Let me turn that on. Yeah, so it's hard to see. Let me get a little light over here. It's probably not a terrible idea. Whoa. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, well, there we go. We're back to normal. Sorry about that. Oh, never mind. Not back to normal. Okay, I hope we're good now. I just reloaded it. I saved and then reloaded at that point. Sometimes, as I've said before, I've had issues on live streams where the game will lock up, or you get certain bugs sometimes, and it's not RimWorld's fault. And it's not the mod's fault either. It's the combination of 200 mods all in conjunction, some installed after the fact in the middle of the playthrough. So, it's my fault, essentially. I hope we don't have any corruption issues, but I think we're going to be fine. It does happen, and most of the time the issue can just be resolved by saving it real quick and reloading, or even try, just restarting the game if that doesn't work. But looks like we're good. Graphically, everything's solid now. Clicking doesn't affect anything. So we do have, and in fact, look at this. So if we're getting back to our solar power, the solar flare, I should say, we've got magnetic shield, and it's functioning because you can see it spinning really fast right now. But we're actually gaining power, which is amazing, because normally when this thing's functioning, preventing, the solar flare from dropping your power out, it takes in a tremendous amount of power. But we've got 2 nuclear generators working right now. Boom and boom. How much fuel do we have? This one's gone through about half of it. Yeah, they do need to be refilled. Yeah, it's like water when you're out in the woods or hiking or something. Don't just carry it on your canteen. Get it in your stomach, Same way with the uranium. Let's get this stuff refueled. If we've got it in the stockpile, it should be here inside the reactor. These things are pretty safe. They're not going to go anywhere. And I've had them get destroyed too. They don't explode or cause anything like that. This is not the RIM Atomics mod. It's just advanced power generation. And the nuclear generators are amazing. They do take quite a bit of research. Advanced Power Plus, that's what it's called. You have to start with these 2. The advanced, you do have to have geothermal first. You can see the line there. And then you got the ASRGs. You got to go for both of those. And then 12,000 research to get to this right here. And overall, the cost on it is pretty steep. 800 steel, 160 plasteel, 16 gold, 16 components, and 8 advanced components. So it's a steep cost, but as you can see, 2 of those basically, in addition to my 2 geothermals and some of my toxic generators, powering the whole place. So much that we can actually gain power in the middle of a solar flare event. Oh my gosh, wow, we are getting super lucky. Getting trade caravan after trade caravan. Oh, these guys are legit too. Oh yeah, these are from the pigs as well. I didn't request either of these. They just show up and we will not turn them away. Thankfully too, we did clear that mech cluster because I don't know if these guys would have necessarily triggered it, but the other one might have too. So we kept our friends safe here this time around. Which is good because I haven't intentionally, not intentionally, but accidentally pissed them off by setting off animal pulsers while they're caravans here. So that was an event we had to send them a lot of goods to make up for. Well, the traders didn't have too much for us. I did get to sell a bunch of the junky weapons, and we got a little bit of silver, some medicine, and some toxic shells out of that. So I almost didn't take the toxic shells, but I was like, you know what, that's pretty fitting. We should probably have a few of those ready to go. We've got 4 mortars here, so might as well have some toxic shells for those. Okay, well, I've decided, guys, it is time for another excursion onto the world map. And we've got 4 of our best fighters led by Zachary, none other than our Hussar. There we go, we're sending them right here to the ancient complex. So there's a couple more of those left. I actually debated on hitting up one of these raiding sites because we desperately need to get a brain for Snuff. This man, I just had him get administered some go juice, so he's up walking around, but this mangled brain scar really weighing on him. As soon as that go juice wears off, he's going to go catatonic again, basically vegetative, I should say. But like I said, if we get out there to that ancient complex, that might kill 2 birds with 1 stone. In other words, we might end up getting some more Lucy, because you can see we're getting real low on it. And we could also get a prisoner, or, you know, some of those crypto sleep caskets do often hold people. If we bring one of them back, we can get the brain, you know, and of course we can do a nice clean brain transplant. Don't have to worry about it, and it's not like he gets the whole new personality or anything. No. This is not scientific in any way. He retains his normal Snuff personality, but he just has a fancy new brain. Anyway, so I'm really excited to see how this new assault goes on this ancient structure. There they go. Hey, what about the last alpaca? Oh, Clope's got it. Okay. Whew. I was going to say, please don't bug out. I remember when they first introduced caravanning, I used to have such trouble with it actually working properly. It seems like they got most of those issues resolved these days, which is fantastic. But there we go. We can see our little colonists off while I adjust the stockpile zone. Looking good. Fantastic, guys. Yeah, these, we'll take a quick look at them. So we've got our boy here, Zach. He's in charge. He's got, as we see, pretty good loadout. He's obviously the fighter. And in terms of gear, I've got him the ranged shield belt. Skunk, she's got a psychic shock lance and also an assault rifle. She's pretty good. She's a good fighter. She's mainly here, though, for her medical skill, to be honest. She's the doctor. And we've got our friend Sun, oh yeah, wearing another ranged shield belt, assault rifle. And our boy Clope, there he is. He's got the Masterwork charge rifle and a Masterwork ranged shield belt. We need to get him a new vest, or at least get this stuff repaired, but he'll be okay. And of course, Clope is also the psychic of the group. So I feel like we don't have a lot of people. It could be potentially disastrous, but we've got the best people we can send for this, I think. So hopefully it'll be a successful one, guys. We're going to see. It's a short trip there. You know, it doesn't take but 0.7 days, so one day they'll be there. By the time you guys tune in for tomorrow's episode, I guarantee we'll be ready to crack that sucker open and see what we've got. So I hope you'll join me for that one. Hit that like and subscribe, guys, if you're enjoying the RimWorld content, and I will see you on the next episode. Hey everybody, I just wanted to give a very special shout out to my Patreon members. They are fantastic people. Interstick, Mr. PZ Jones, Lady Viz, and Spuds. Thank you guys so much. Couldn't have done it without you. And I also want to show off this fan art by Vita. It's a cuttlefish scientist. Thank you, Vita.